Hello and welcome to Book Talk Time. I'm Miss Susan with the Decatur Public Library. Now if you're watching this, I probably don't have to convince you that books are important to kids. But sometimes we don't know where to start and it feels overwhelming to pick books or know how to help your child begin reading. Today I want to share books that we have at the library that will help. We have two areas in the children's section with resources. In our regular nonfiction, you'll find books to help, and we also have this parent-teacher collection with books specifically chosen for parents, teachers, and homeschool families. People often ask, when should I start reading to my child? Well, the answer is, as soon as you start talking to your baby. Studies are even showing that a baby can know the sound of its own mother's voice before it's even born. So it's never too early, and it's never too late. In Memphiss's Reading Magic, Why Reading Aloud to Your Children Will Change Their Lives Forever, she shares information on how reading can actually change your child's brain, helping to shape speaking skills, prepare for learning, and is one of the greatest contributing factors for educational success. The Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trelease not only continues to support the benefit of reading aloud to your children, but according to a report, Becoming a Nation of Readers, they determined the single most important activity for building the knowledge required for eventual success in reading is reading aloud to your children. Jim also provides a list for parents. He isn't the only one. With over 70,000 items in the children's section, it might seem hard to know what you want to read. Well, we have several books that will help you decide. For parents of our youngest future readers, we have great books for babies and toddlers, with more than 500 recommended books for children in the first 3 years, by Kathleen Odine. Anita Silvey, editor of Children's Books and Their Creators, has 100 books, best books for children, that provide a list of books for every age group from birth to 12 years. We also have book lists, great books for boys, and great books for girls. Now every boy and girl is unique, but there are books that tend to appeal to a great many boys or girls. One of my favorite book list resources, which I owned when my kids were growing up, is Gladys Hunt's Honey for a Child's Heart. She provides a list of books based on age and certain subjects, and they're books that oftentimes feed a child's heart and spirit. Now, reading aloud isn't done necessarily to teach the child to read, although that might be a byproduct of them listening to you read aloud, that they learn certain words and how to say them and read them. But reading aloud to your children helps create and instill a love for reading. When your child decides that he or she wants to learn to read and start reading, we have lots of books to help parents with that too. I actually homeschooled my children, both of my kids, very early on, and taught them both to read. I used Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. This was an amazing tool. It literally tells you everything to say, everything to do, everything the child does, and with a pencil and a paper and 20 minutes a day, you can teach your child to read. They feel successful very early on. The day 3, they read their first word. And I'll be honest, we never made it through all 100 lessons. About halfway through, the kids were feeling so much success in reading so well, they just took off reading. Now, teaching a child to read today is different with all the options for screen time, but not all of that is bad news. In Tap, Click, Read, Growing Readers in a World of Screens, we learn that there are ways to use technology to help our children succeed in reading. Now, once your child is learning to read on their own, we have several levels of beginning readers, some with just very few words, on up to several chapters, early chapters in a book. We have very popular favorites like Super Fly Guy, the Fly Guy Collection, Elephant and Piggy, which you know is one of my favorite, tons of Dr. Seuss, all kinds of beginning readers that we can help you match your child's reading level to certain titles. Now, it's very exciting when your kids start to read, especially on their own, but reading aloud is still beneficial for many years to come. If you have any other questions or see books here that you're interested in, you can request books for curbside pickup by calling, emailing, or visiting decaturlibrary.org. Click Kids, and then you can find the book bundle request there and let us know what you need and we'll collect them for you, get them checked out, and you can pick them up. We'll see you at the next Book Talk time at the Decatur Public Library.